What's up, everybody? I didn't even do a countdown tonight, man. I'm tripping.
You really didn't, man. Like,
You didn't. I mean, we
I'm
been
I knew something was missing.
I like
though.
something.
Oh,
I was like, I forgot the countdown, man.
Yeah.
Should I do the countdown now?
Yeah, do the countdown, man. We need the countdown.
You need the countdown?
Wait, for what? We in here now?
I was saying, we in here, player.
What's up, everybody? You know what it is. It is the four black guys. Put up your fours, please. If you got them, throw them up. If you need two hands, do two hands.
Cuatro manos negros.
You know, oh man, he got the Spanish going on.
Okay.
Watch out. I said that
What?
Okay. So Mario on something different tonight.
Yeah.
Negros.
He on
He on
something.
something
Okay.
He on something. He definitely on something. Man, we got a great show for you guys tonight. We want you to hit like. We want you to hit share. We want you to hit subscribe if you're on the tube, man. We love being here for you guys, man. We love that the interaction. We got a crazy show on deck tonight. We got some crazy people on deck tonight. And yeah,
I really don't think you understand.
we don't know if you guys are ready for tonight's show.
Really don't think you understand.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be something great. But we're also going to talk about mental health tonight and how it's affecting the culture. And I think there's going to be some good information that we're going to get tonight. Please hit us up, like, share. Let us know where you're from. Let us know that you're in the house with us. Throw it in the comment. And let's just get ready to go, man. Good afternoon. Well, good evening, guys. I hope you had a great week.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Okay.
All right, so
So
now
it's
what we're not gonna do that. That's not that we ain't finna do that.
James, you have no room to talk.
Okay.
That stuff you pulled
Okay.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Hey, don't. Okay, so you have. Okay.
All right. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh boy, that was good. That was good, Lord Joe. That was good.
All
Shout
right.
out to Tawana,
God, dog,
my
what's
pastor
up?
culture. What's up, Tawana?
What's up, Tawana? What's up? Oh, we got Towns. What's going on?
What's going
Alabama
on, lady?
with the
What's
A.
up, TRD in the house? Alabasta in here. TRD.
Alabasta up in the place. What's up, Miss Tawana? Good to see you. Keisha Petty. How you doing, ladies?
TRD
Good
in
to
the
see
house.
you. Been a minute.
MH for life.
So,
Hey man,
Dang,
that's some
Fred.
good water.
yo,
Oh, I'm
how
sorry.
was your week, man?
bro, my week was decent, man. I didn't get a whole lot done. But there wasn't a whole lot to do. So
Thanks, Towns.
so I was good, man.
TRD.
And got a chance to do a little shooting this weekend.
And he means photography, not people.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Some videography work, y'all. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got with Raby and went and did an event that he had. It turned out, man, pretty tight. He had a nice little crowd out there, man. And let me tell y'all something, man. There is some major young talent in Birmingham, Alabama. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Major
Yes,
young
sir.
talent. Okay?
Yes, sir.
These cats he had at that showcase last night, man, blew my mind.
They were singing?
And was not hip hop, straight R&B singers,
Okay.
clowning. Do you hear me?
Well, we got
Doc.
good R&B singers in town, dude.
We don't. Sharon.
Sharon.
Oh man, Sharon. Come on,
These
Dan.
were- These young folks, man, they showed out for real. But it was nice, man. We streamed live from there. I was able to do that for them. It's going on Apple TV and Roku, so yeah, we was able to get that done.
Okay, word up. All right, Mr. Lovejoy, I've noticed something different about you, sir, that I had not paid attention.
Oh,
Did you get your mane coiffed a little bit?
I did.
See?
Feared.
I did. I was
Ah.
like, what did I do wrong? Yeah, but I did. Yeah. I cut it back because it started looking like Moses and stuff like that. So,
What's wrong with looking like Moses, man? You delivering people.
Yeah.
yeah, but Moses had a stuttering problem.
And he had an anger problem.
And he had an anger problem.
Well.
Well,
Hey,
Well.
Mario.
I can't talk. My bad.
Okay.
How was your week? How was your week, Mr. Lovejoy? Make it quick, man. We got guests we need to get on.
Okay, well, you can pass me.
All night.
You can pass me.
Okay, word up.
Oh, Mario.
All right, Mario. How was your week, sir?
Man, my week was busy. It flew by, thank goodness, but it was busy, and I was glad when the weekend got here. And I hate to see it go. How about you?
Yes.
How about you?
How about
I got a chance to spend some time with the old man yesterday and today, working on the chopper. Doing some necessary maintenance, and overall good weekend, man.
Okay.
Good weekend.
So when you say chopper, you talking about an AK?
No, son. No. Motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
See,
Well, I didn't know. I had that.
that's that bullshit right there. That's that bullshit.
I had that.
Golly.
The man said he was working on the chopper.
I don't like coming
Oh
around.
man. Anyway, week was good, guys. Thank you for asking.
It really wasn't, just James' fault, man.
I know,
Steve,
right?
Steve,
uh,
how's your week?
It was good. Thanks for asking, man. I appreciate that, dude. I ain't had no problems, man. Getting ready for Christmas. Man, we got orders, yo. We got orders, man. We got orders to get out. If you need lemonade, you get. I'm doing a shameless plug for my studio. So hey. Okay, I can't do it.
What's new?
You got to take care of first things first.
Okay. All right, we got to get the painting to Lovejoy. So we got that happen. All right, so we lost McLennan. I was getting ready to invite him onto the show, and he disappeared. So tell McLennan to come on.
Y'all go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right. So anyway, guys, we are now dealing with what I heard on the news. I hope I'm getting this right. We're dealing with COVID deaths 2 per minute now in our nation. I'm sorry. COVID deaths because of the Trump virus that we've been dealing with since his failure as leader of this country, and has still been failing, and has now, as of today, we are looking at in our nation 14 million cases of the Trump virus, 282,000 deaths right now in our nation because of the Trump virus. Because of the Trump virus, we are at this point, and this man has yet to even have a meeting with his COVID people. I don't even know if his COVID people are even working on the issues. We got Pfizer now, which is funny to me. I'm gonna go ahead and bring McLennan on, guys. Y'all give it up for none other than Mac Leonard. Y'all give him a hand as he comes on. What's going on, Mac Leonard? What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
And I know he wants to get a piece of this.
I say,
Okay, but put the disclaimer out there and tell them to buckle up.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Before you speak, McLennan,
Don't bring back on like that.
Hold on a second. The thoughts and the ideas presented on this show do not represent any entity that we may work for or represent in other parts of our lives. The thoughts and ideas are on them and them only of this show. Okay.
Okay. So and now, let me say this personally. I apologize in advance. Everybody listening, I apologize. Now that's my brother. Can you hear us, Matt?
I can hear you fine.
He on red.
Okay. Yeah, look. I always make that disclaimer whenever I introduce my brother to new people. I apologize in advance, and it is what it is. He get a check,
Mario, and I appreciate it.
Go. Say what?
Show about mental health.
We're talking about mental health. So, McLennan, man, we're just talking about, as of right now, the COVID deaths. I'm sorry, the Trump deaths. That's even meaner. I shouldn't say that. The COVID deaths that are in our country right now. We're looking at 282,000 people have died because of the mismanagement that has been done in our nation. You want to say anything about that, Mr. McLennan?
Yes, I'd like to say something about that. Our president hadn't done anything since he's been in office to help with the COVID situation. The mismanagement is real. He doesn't care about people of color. So therefore, he doesn't care anything about helping out.
Okay.
All right.
I
see he's on.
Why should he make anything any different? Now he on his way out the office. What do you expect?
Right.
Well, I haven't expected anything from Trump since day one, people. Let's be crystal clear about this.
Right.
Anyway, he's only there to enhance himself and what he can do for his family. He put his children in places that has never been done before. He's doing things in the office that just never had been thought of. So he's correct.
You're right.
Nepotism at its finest to me. I agree with you, man. That's nepotism at its finest.
Well, see, that's just it. That's what I've said from the beginning, man. People had expectations of Donald Trump when he was elected, and that was a mistake in itself.
Yes.
To expect anything from Donald Trump. I mean, Steve would tell you from day one. I mean, it was, my stance was, okay, we finna have some years of nothingness.
Wow.
And what we got was a man who came in who tried to, like Max said, enhance himself personally and business-wise, and that's it. He ain't care nothing about this country.
Yeah. But what about this thought, man, about him being the booty boy? Him shitting on himself all the time.
Say what now?
Huh?
What's up, Delon? Say that one more time.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why he's trying to change section. Was it section 230? Because they start calling him diaper boy and booty boy. Because every time you look at him, he has on a depend because he shit on himself all the time. And
Lovejoy. Lovejoy.
Come on. Okay.
Come on.
Fact check.
he's
Fact check.
85 years old, Lovejoy.
Huh?
He's 85 years old. Come on.
But they say he used speed, Adderall, and all those things, so he can't hold his bowels. So he could be up talking, and he just shit himself. That's why he wear diapers.
Old man.
Oh man.
He need to be in the bed somewhere.
All right, so here's where I got to play devil's advocate.
Oh boy.
So yes, he is an old man, but we have just elected a gentleman who sprained or fractured his foot walking his dog. So
he was playing with his dog.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. He was playing with his dog and fractured his foot.
Y'all
my guess is
don't leave y'all stuff up like that. He was playing with what?
So you have stepped off the curb wrong in your lifetime and twist your ankle?
No. Okay, all right, listen. All right, let me explain something. Biden is 147 and a half years old. Okay?
You just a Trump.
He don't need to be nowhere playing with no dogs or nothing else.
Man. He exercises. He's a silverback.
No, he's too old to be exercising. It's time to sit down. We need him to last some years.
You saw the way he ran up to the microphone to give his acceptance speech. That dude
ran into the mic, didn't he?
He is spry. Trump can't even walk down. A doggone what do you call that? A stage. Oh, his dancing? Jesus.
Biden won't make it till March.
Hey man, but back to the booty boy. Don't try to divert this. The boy shit himself. He shit his pants. So come on, man. Let's talk about that. Can you just imagine just standing by you Secret Service and I was like, what's that smell?
Room stink. Pants wet.
I hadn't read any of that.
So I see the direction this show is going.
Go to Twitter because he can't keep his mouth closed. His bowels is just like his mouth; they just run all the damn time.
Can I segue off of that and just wondering how people smell? Rudy Giuliani.
Yes. Speaking of
smelling, while in court, well, it wasn't even really a court; it was just a hearing with the representative of some people in Detroit, I think it was in Detroit or Michigan. While giving his speech, he farted.
Yeah.
Not once.
Not once. Really? It was more than once?
More than once.
It was an audible fart this man made while giving his speech to these people. And you ever just look at somebody and just wonder how they smell? I think Giuliani just probably looked like he just smelled, period, because he's nasty.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
I've never seen,
but man, that's old man shit right there.
It is.
I mean, he did it. He probably said, "Man, I probably had too much milk. I should have drunk that last glass of milk."
That cream in my coffee.
Oh Lord,
Lord
have
man.
mercy.
So
So anyway, where was I gonna go? Because y'all messed me up.
You talking about Giuliani? He got COVID, by the way.
Oh, that's where I was gonna go next. Rudy Giuliani now today has been reported that he has COVID. I'm sorry, he has Trump virus and is in the hospital.
Ooh. So you just gonna do that.
But I thought now remember when he was up there with all those other people, he was wiping sweat and blowing his nose about 2-3 weeks ago.
He looked like wiping sweat with the same handkerchief.
Right, he said flipped it the wrong way and then wiped his face with the snot that he just did in his rag.
Yeah.
But I think he had COVID back then. I really do.
I don't know.
What's up, Ernest?
Yo, what's good?
That's good, Ernest.
What up, cuz? Carlton Mack, what's going on? Rudy's so full of shit. It was running down his face.
Oh, yes.
My
the
man.
hair dye incident.
Yeah, the hair dye incident.
Now, I could have sworn Trump said he was going to hire the best people.
He did.
The people who are going to put the money back in his pocket, he hired.
There you go. He hired the best people for him, and even that isn't working for him. So he's failing yet again at.
So Matt, let me ask you a question. What do you think about Trump along those lines? Trump and his all these spiritual advisors he had around.
What?
His spiritual advisors he have around him, like I ain't talking about the coons. I'm just talking about like
I'm not a person who thinks Trump is spiritual in any way. Trump is the person who's trying to put himself in a position to get what he wants, move what he wants, and put his children in a position to make money. That's all Trump is. He will lie and tell you anything about anything to make you believe it. Look at how the disenfranchised look at how the disenfranchised white people follow him.
Yeah, hey man, don't hold your tongue.
Okay,
you ain't about in trouble. We all
white crackers on your show.
Okay, because you're being real nice tonight. I don't know what's going on. You're being nice. This ain't. Hold on. Let me correct you. From now on, we're not calling him Mac or Mick Leonard. If you know him, we call him Lenny.
Okay.
Lenny.
So I need you to put Mac up and go and bring Lenny out. Cause what you're doing now, I don't know who the hell you is right now.
It's just like Ernest May just said, he done raised $250 million and he ain't even said he's running for anything yet.
Right.
He's got that raise, putting it in his pocket.
That's all.
Know he ended up doing things for himself and trying to help his people. And why Democrats always bend and try to do the right thing, I don't understand.
I don't either. I don't get that either, Matt. I promise you, I don't get that. I don't get that. Why we always got to play the good boys in this situation when when they bend the rules, when the quote unquote moral party bends the rules to their advantage at every opportunity.
No rules for the.
Okay, I'll go with that. Next.
So my question, I want to ask some of you guys. Excuse me. Have you been following it? Do you think that Donald Trump will be facing some jail time once he leaves office?
I pray.
I think he's gonna. I think there's gonna be some charges brought up. Definitely. In the near future, but I don't know how far it's gonna go. Like I say, Donald Trump has a tendency to make folk around him go to jail, and he somehow skates free. I don't know how that's going to work out this time, but I guess time will tell.
Well, I think the state of New York is going after him hard.
Yeah.
He
That's
can
what gonna get
for all the federal crimes he wants, and his family too. But when the state goes after you, there's nothing that can be done. So I think the state of New York is going to go after him, and if they can get him, they will.
Right.
You know what though? This is a far stretch for me. I hope nothing happens to that sister. I hope she don't come on me.
That's who I was looking up. I was trying to find her name.
Yeah.
I just, it's just right now, a black woman has pressure on, listen to this, y'all, a white man.
Right.
And that's how I'm generalizing, so you can get the picture. A black woman has pressure on a white man.
Right.
That's almost unheard of.
It's unheard of.
Unprecedented.
So I just wonder if something just freaky gonna happen.
Well, if she's a smart young lady, she has a detail watching her. She's protected.
Yeah,
By black people calling the Nation of Islam, please let them follow.
Hey,
the fruit
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I just don't want nothing freaky, and then they try to explain a lie. Because they're good at doing it, though. They're good at doing it.
Right.
That's how they do
it. Latia James is her name. I think that's
Latia
James.
Yeah. We need to be praying for that sister right there. And speaking of that, before I'm going to move on right quick, guys. Unfortunately, the leader of the what is it?
Yeah.
NFAC, not excuse my French, y'all, the not fucking around coalition.
Yeah.
They finally caught up with him. They have placed him in jail.
Grandmaster J,
man. When now this brother, he knows that they're gonna be coming for him. And when you have a name, you have a black militia that's going around helping people, you got to watch your back, man. You got to watch your six, and you can't do something stupid. Now, what's found out was that they were checking him out, and he flashed a light which was attached to a gun at federal officers, and they got him on that.
They got him.
That's all they needed,
and they got him. He going.
They were waiting.
20.
Yeah, and they trying to hem him up for at least 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
They trying to hem Grandmaster Jail for 20. But here's the deal. I think if they're smart, if something by chance happens to Grandmaster Jay, he does go to jail. I hope the next person in line, whoever that may be,
what's up, Mike,
picks up the mantle and keeps that moving forward.
Right.
So hopefully that will be the case.
Right. Hopefully they have structured their organization in a way to where it can handle the removal of the head. Another will step up. Let's just
another will step up. Exactly. There you go,
guys.
Steve.
We got 22 after. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into the mental health section that we want to talk about?
Your face.
You like jazz, don't you? You really like jazz. You like jazz, don't you?
Your face.
You really like Miles Davis. Anyway. So
that's an old inside
I'm assuming that's some insider stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing because I ain't know.
You never seen Miles Davis play the trumpet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how he plays, you only use about 3 fingers.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was so slow.
Stay slow. Ooh, dee. Anyway, we're gonna drop down, and get a little serious, guys, and talk about mental health. We had talked about we had said we was gonna talk about it the other week. And thank you once again, Lenny, for being on with us, man, taking out some time. We appreciate you being with us. We're gonna talk a little bit about mental health this week, guys, because we're getting down to that season where a lot of people have lost loved ones, and a lot of people get into that depression. A lot of people start focusing on what they don't have in life, the things that they're missing, and we're in that season to where people really started getting depressed because of a lack of things. People, just the loss. And so what we want to talk about was just some mental health in the culture and how some of us go find solutions and some of us cope with it in different other situations. But I want to kind of give this over to Tony, and I want him to introduce the next guest that we have. Man, can y'all believe this is the first time I think we've had 2 extra guests with us on tonight? Yeah. So Lovejoy, off to you, sir, on handling this next section of the show.
Well, this next, so we got into a conversation. I think it was Mario and I think James. We were talking, and we was talking about the issues that's plaguing the Black community, and how it's almost taboo to talk about mental challenges that we have. And so I never talked about this until I met this next young lady that's going to come on, Tashara Childs. And as a pastor, I got sick of them niggas. in church. I'm serious, man. I mean, ugh. Okay, so let me, because boy, I just had a little flashback, just that fast.
Come back, and he's back.
Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Come on
But
back.
nonetheless, she introduced me to this whole nother world of therapists, talking issues out, going all the way back to your childhood. And my therapist told me, she says, Black people are the only community of people that cope with problems.
Yeah.
However, our coping mechanisms are unhealthy. Tashara was the one that introduced me to this amazing woman, and so without further ado, I want to introduce. Matter of fact, she's my pastor of Next Generation. She's a licensed therapist in the state of Alabama. So I give you none other than Tashara Childs, y'all. Let's bring her on.
Welcome.
You are a mom. Woo. She can handle her own. So it's just.
We ain't get to beat her up. We get to hear what she got to say.
So, Tashara, just explain who you are, what you do, and explain your story.
Can y'all hear me? Because my phone is a little ghetto. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. My name is Tashara Janae. I am a licensed therapist in Alabama. I run my own private practice that I just started. It's called Brave Counseling and Consulting. I've been a therapist now for 5 years, and I've worked with adolescents, children from ages 3 and up, drug use, and the severely mentally ill.
Well, that doesn't say, because you deal with me, that doesn't say that I'm severely.
I was
No. Don't try to smooth it out now.
Right, don't smooth it out now.
Too late? Okay.
Right, it's too late.
Okay. So, Tashara, if you can, and one of the things I was telling the guys, this year, and you know this story, how I dealt with, would you call it severe depression? Or I dealt with depression to the point where I actually wanted to kill myself this year because of all the stuff that was going on with the church and, just life in general. And can you speak to mental health in the Black community?
I think it's improved. The majority of my clients are Black, which is what I've always wanted to sort of demolish that stigma in the community. But it has improved. I think that a lot of people just don't have the resources. There's not a lot of Black therapists out there. So most people want to go to somebody who looks like them. It's harder to open up to a white person who doesn't really understand your struggle. So for me, just trying to make sure that people know that counseling is safe and it's not taboo like it used to be. I think people come to me and they think I'm gonna be like writing on a notepad and drawing, like not paying attention, but really you just come. I don't really say much. You come, you talk, and we kind of figure out where you need to go next.
I'm gonna ask a question.
Sure.
Why do you think therapy has been such a taboo in the Black community for so many years?
Well, from what I've seen, Black families don't talk anyway, and we kind of bury our problems.
Mhm.
So going outside of your safety net, which is your family, nobody wants to tell their business, or they're afraid somebody might look down on them, or you don't keep up that persona that you have with your family. Because we just sweep things under the rug and act like it doesn't really happen. So therapy brings all of that out. A lot of people don't want to be exposed like that.
One of my theories was, we grew up, most Black people, especially here in the South. If you were born and raised here in the South, you had a saying in your household: what happens in this house stays in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, don't take our business outside. Every Black person I know, if you were raised in the South, in this particular region, your parents have said that to you at one point or another. What happened in this house stays in this house. And I know that has a lot to do with it. And then you made a comment earlier about Black people talking to white therapists. You know, when you're dealing with a Black person, it may be changing a bit now, but typically white people at that level don't understand Black culture, I believe.
Right.
And it's harder to express yourself to a person that really does not even understand your culture to begin with.
Right.
So those are just two of my theories. That's all. Just two.
So we dealt with this, guys. And y'all heard this. Somebody in your local church comes and say they're dealing with depression. First thing comes out of Reverend Lovejoy mouth is go pray. Go pray about it. They go pray about it, and then they come back worse than what they were.
Right.
Because and I don't want to sound like sacrilegious, but it seems like prayer is supposed to be the fix-all answer if I just tell you to go pray. And Tashara, can you speak on that, and even the service that we provided at the church? Can you just speak on, the church and how they're dealing with people with depression or mental challenges?
I used to think that I wanted churches to learn how to counsel people, but now I kind of just want churches to leave it alone. Sometimes people come to me and they know that I'm a pastor and they want the biblical side of it, but honestly, you just need practical, everyday tools that you can use. Prayer is good and necessary, but it has to be in addition to something else. It's not, this probably does sound sacrilegious, but it's not the only thing you can do. You need tools and tips and techniques that people can teach you along with prayer in order to actually move past a mental health crisis, because it's a crisis that you have to get past. Sometimes it ends, sometimes it doesn't. So for me, prayer is, it's an extra, but it's not the main thing. And when we were at the church, we had a counseling service, and I didn't really give out many biblical tips because I think people know that. They know that side of it, but they don't know what to do as far as coping skills and things that I've learned that I can teach people.
Right. And I think that's it. I think most people, if they're in the church, they're gonna pray. They know to pray. So they already know that aspect of it. Now I need something else because I've prayed. And so now I need something to go along with that. And I think that's where I think sometimes the churches miss, is that they've said pray, and to some of their defense, they don't know what else to say.
Because they don't have the tools either.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what else to say. So after pray, it's like, okay, what else? And that's where people like Tashara have to come in and give the other part of that, of what else I need to do besides praying.
So Tashara and I used to tag team. If she felt like they needed a pastor, she would send them to me. If I felt like they needed the natural side, I would send them to her, which is a service that's not provided by the church at all. I don't know a single church that did that. And here's the thing. So I have to play devil's advocate on this one. So Tashara, I need you to speak on this one. So if you're having mental challenges, and I don't want to use the inappropriate term, if we're having mental challenges, for those that are watching, your child is not possessed with the devil.
Come on.
Oh wow.
Come on.
And normally what happens is we do that foolishness, and then we take them up in front of the church and we pour Crisco oil on them that we prayed over and put it in the vial to make it look different. To cast the devil.
No, it's the Pompeian olive oil. You got to get it right.
The hell with that, Jack.
No. It's the virgin, extra virgin Pompeian.
Extra virgin olive oil. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, excuse me. What I'm saying is we'll bring them, we'll parade them up in front of the church and humiliate them. Watch this, guys. all in the name of Jesus, and then you pull that stuff on that child's head, and in the name of Jesus, I cast you out. But really, there's a bigger issue there.
But again, we just said the church isn't equipped. It doesn't know what to do other than that. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. Everything is spiritual. Everything is a demon. Everything can be cast out, and that's what they believe. So they're doing what they know.
But watch this, man. Hasn't that been the thing that's hurt us?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But that's why I'm saying.
Okay,
this is why I think
their microphone.
Right.
Tashara, is that you?
No, I'm just sitting here. I'm not touching nothing.
I keep hearing the microphone or something.
This is how we
see the preacher got on. The preacher.
Right.
Come on, y'all.
It's the extra virgin. You can't use the regular virgin.
But you gotta put it in the little. You gotta put it in the little cute container
and smooth.
I can't be a hypocrite because I got some over there.
That's what y'all preachers do, man.
Hey, but seriously, Tashara, can you speak to that though, for real?
Being that I've worked with the seriously mentally ill, so I've worked with people who hear voices and all of that, I understand that it's not what the church might make it out to be. And I think there's more harm done because people then become afraid to talk about their problems because they're like, people don't take it seriously, or they feel like they'll just be pushed aside, told to pray, or disregarded. And so then it creates another issue because you're dealing with this problem and now you don't want to talk to anybody. So you suffer in silence and you suffer alone. So if we talked about it more, that would create a safer place for people who are going through these things to open up and then be led into the right direction.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, me next.
I got two questions. Why name it Brave Counseling? And then can we move? I want to give the audience that is watching. I know you guys got some questions, and you guys can put that in the comments of any questions you might want to ask about mental health, and even some stuff that you don't have to get too personal. I know it's a public venue, and we know Black people are already sketchy about talking to counselors anyway. But if there's anything you want to ask her while she's here, you can do that. But why Brave Counseling? And then can we even talk about Black men? Because this is basically a Black men show. Everybody watches us. But can you move into, what are some of the issues that we can start breaking the myths in the Black male community? Go.
So I named it Brave Counseling because I think it takes a brave person to go to counseling. It is intimidating. You're talking to somebody you don't know. You are open up about things that have been plaguing you probably since childhood. And it takes some courage to be able to really step out and do that. I have clients who will schedule an appointment and not show up. They'll get to the parking lot, get afraid, not come in. So I think it takes a brave person to go to counseling and really work through those challenges that you've been sort of like hiding for so long. So that takes a lot of courage. As far as Black men, I have to say I don't have many men clients at all. And as far as Black men, I don't have many Black men clients. However, there are Black men therapists who are out there that serve that particular population, that I think it would be easier for a Black man to talk to another Black therapist. And they are out there. You just really have to search and find it.
So, Lovejoy, let me ask you a question. What was the breaking point or the point that made you finally say, all right, I got to get some help with this? I got to go and get.
Yeah. I have been dealing with depression for years and not even know that's what it was. And having anxiety attacks, panic attacks. And I think Tashara will tell you this, having a staff around me and trying to do ministry, real ministry guys, real ministry, and people taking advantage of you. There's this thing that's called the weight of glory on the pastor, the ones that's really trying to do it. There's a weight that comes with it. And I think for me, I was 7 days a week. She'll tell you, you call my phone, I'm there. And I think stuff was starting happening with the bank as far as our mortgage was concerned. And I just got to the point, man, where I was like, I can't handle this anymore. And I think I told you, I said, the hell with all y'all. Y'all can kiss my sweaty ass with this. And
Wow.
Tashara, I could talk like that. And let's check this out. Matt, watch this. I could talk like that to my staff, and they knew Pastor Ty. And when I go off and I come in a place and I'm just going off, then Tashara came in and said, you know what? You really need to sit down and talk to me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Taboo in the Black community. And number one, they ain't gonna label me crazy.
Right.
Because you know that's the stigma that comes with it.
Right. I was gonna say that's the thing that I think a lot of people think. If I go see this therapist, then that means I'm crazy.
And James, check this out. And as a pastor, I thought it showed a sign of spiritual weakness.
You was a beta.
I was a beta. So for me, I just finally, the first day I went there, I was like reserved. I had to have my preacher voice on. I had to be strong. And she'll let you play that game in there. But then she's going to start hitting that other stuff. And what I've learned, that a lot of my issues, a lot of my insecurities stem all the way back some 40-some years ago that I've never dealt with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sitting there, ugly crying, snot coming out my nose, just, and then before you know it, your hour up.
Your hour up.
Right.
So,
Wow.
Tashara, can you? We had talked about earlier about how Black people, instead of dealing with the issue, we cope with it. What have you seen? We lost it. Oh man,
We lost it.
We know that was her mic.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, it was probably because she has a speaker on the phone and the mic vibrating.
Oh.
That's what's happening.
Or it was vibrating.
Okay.
It was vibrating.
Okay.
I was going to ask a good question too.
Well, she got that bootleg internet.
Lovejoy, let me ask you though, because so here's the thing. How did you get past that whole I've just got to do this thing? And because like I said, you are a pastor, okay? So you had to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so were you going through the counseling while still pastoring and still doing church?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I was going, Tashara tell you, I was going twice a month, pastoring. Pastoring. And I found out, James, what helped me was, that's Tashara's. I was dealing with, my OCD is a direct result of my issues in the past. And so, what did it for me was, I knew I wasn't going to make it, James. Seriously. I was at the point, my chest was hurting. I thought I was dying. And I said, one day I just said, if I don't get some help, I'm not gonna last.
See, this is where I think people don't understand, and just for the weight of being a pastor.
Yeah.
Because you're not only trying to deal with your own issues, but you're also still pastoring people, trying to help them deal with their issues. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a burden, man. That's a heavy, heavy burden. I don't think people understand what pastors go through sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm
Tashara can
saying?
speak to that. Tashara can speak to that. Her seeing me literally almost every day. So Tashara, can you speak to that?
Also,
what you did for me?
Also, answer that question that Mike just put up about anxiety. Mr. Char, go ahead. Can you hear us?
I missed the anxiety question. Can you put it back on?
Okay, yeah. It says, Mike asks, how do you get over health anxiety?
What do you mean, Mike?
I'm
I'm
guessing
looking.
the anxiety you feel when you're not in good health.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a certain type of anxiety because I've gone through that myself.
Like when you sick and you get anxiety, you get anxious about you being sick. But go ahead. Well, let's just deal with anxiety.
Period.
So anxiety is something that's usually triggered by something. And honestly, anxiety is something that you might never get over. You have to learn how to deal with it and how to cope with it, because it could just be a trauma that's happened and now it's a part of you. It's a part of your life. And you have to live with anxiety, but it doesn't have to take over your life.
Gotcha.
Mm,
That makes sense.
okay.
So that's
That
where
does.
counseling comes in, because you learn your triggers, you learn how to cope with it, and you learn that it's not something that's going to kill you or something that you can't deal with. You have to learn how to live with it. I have anxiety, so I've had to learn how to deal with it every day.
And what I'm coming to realize is a lot of people deal. I didn't know this. A lot of people deal with anxiety in one form. or
I
another.
got anxiety.
You do?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I'm just calm. But I deal with, and what my problem is, like, and I sure Lovejoy, is when you have so much pressure built upon you, even as a pastor, there's this image of perfection.
Yeah.
Right.
That, you know, as ministers, that you don't go through nothing, and that's a lie. You know, I don't want to turn this into a minister thing, but people, we oftentimes think we need to be perfect because of what's presented to us by media, by church, by whatever. Is that if we're not performing at peak ability, there's an anxiety there. And my question I was going to ask you, Mr. Shar, was that we instead of dealing with the situation as Black people, because we want to be seen as beta or crazy, anything. What are some of the signs that that we're coping instead of dealing? You know what I mean? What are some of the coping mechanisms that Black people do, that the community does, instead of dealing with it? So do you see what I'm asking?
Tashara, deal with it from what you saw with me. How did I cover up? You can deal with it that way.
Oh, good.
Overworking. If you work too much, you're usually overcompensating for something. Procrastination is also a sign of anxiety, and also something that you're not coping with. If you procrastinate, if you put things off. Trying to surround yourself with too many people so that you don't have to focus on yourself. Let me think of what else. Avoidance. So completely avoiding any situation that might cause anxiety, avoiding talking to people, isolation, overeating is also a coping mechanism that people use, and performance, always having to achieve something.
Well, I can speak to that because, and Steve would tell you. See, when I met Steve, I was homeless. I was living in a homeless shelter with my two sons, and because of the situation that I was in, I became fearful about losing stuff. So I had a problem with wanting to gain anything. Like I didn't want to have too much because I had that fear of losing. So what I did was to cope with that is I can say I probably overworked because I was always doing something. If I wasn't working at the church doing something, then I was out cleaning buildings somewhere. I was just always working, trying not to actually deal with what was actually going on in my life, just trying to deal with that. And that fear set in. I mean, even to this day, I can have a moment where if I'm about to make a purchase or a major purchase or something, I think I really question myself. Should I make this purchase because I might lose it? And it still sits there sometimes. And I think that's where the anxiety part with me, like, is still there. This was years ago. This was 7 years ago now.
Mm.
So, and it's still there.
I have a guest that wants to come on and ask a couple of questions, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let me get Mike out the way right quick. Hey, Mrs. Leonard, let me get Mike right quick because he put this up a minute ago. So Mike says, I have these something, I guess, etopic beats every now and then, but my doc told me it was normal, and I have been dealing with them for years. I have just recently got diagnosed with anxiety. So now all I think about is my heart failing me. Wow, either I can exercise and everything, but the back of my head, he still feels like something's wrong. So I'm consistently thinking it's wrong. It's a wrong diagnosis, and I have bad anxiety over it. He also says I also drink like hell to deal with it. So that's another coping mechanism, I would assume.
Yeah.
Did you want to speak to anything about that, Mr. Shara?
One tip that I could give would be something that I teach some of my clients. It's called catch, check, and change. So when you're having thoughts that, like you said, his heart was going to fail, that's a thought that you would stop and think about it and check to see if that's rational. So if it's not a rational thought, then you would change it into something positive. So if you're working out and your doctor has told you that it's okay and it's not something that's going to make your heart fail, then you would tell yourself a quote, this is what my doctor has said, I'm going to be okay. And you continue to go through those C's of catch, check, and change. Because usually an anxious thought is something that isn't true, and it's something that you're projecting from your feelings. And so if you can change irrational to rational, that usually helps out with the feelings.
Can you repeat that one more time? It was catch. What was it again?
Catch, check, and change.
Catch, check, and change.
Your mic was breaking up. Can you just explain it again a little bit?
Just one more time, because your mic was kind of breaking up. So one more time, how to deal with that, how to use that tool.
Sure. So you catch an irrational thought, and then you check to see if it's rational or irrational. So if I'm having anxiety about going to work, then I check to see if that's an irrational or rational thought. I'll determine where that comes from, and then I'll change it into something positive. So you catch it, you check to see if it's rational or irrational, and then you change it into something positive.
Okay. Awesome. I hope everybody got those tools. All right, King Beta Supreme, you got a guest there.
What? When did he do that?
Yeah, King Beta Supreme. Lord have mercy.
Magic.
Hey man, it is what it is, man. Hey, you have to embrace.
Microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, you have to embrace it. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to embrace it. But yeah, my wife Erica Leonard has come on, and do you want to say something, or you wanted to ask something?
I'm just gonna flow.
No, you aren't. What?
Yeah, I don't.
She just wanted to be on because I was on, love.
Right.
Hey, Eric.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Mrs. Leonard.
Lovejoy, Minister Myers, Fred.
That's cool. Hey, can I tell y'all something though? Can I tell y'all something?
And guest, Miss Tashara.
Go ahead.
No, Tashara, don't deal with that because I think people need
Right.
Yeah.
So Mike, he put up there. He said, "Okay, I might need to hit you up." My doctors put me on clozapine and sent me out the door, and he don't like pills. Wow.
Then he needs coping mechanisms. Then.
Right. So he needs cope. So Mike, just make sure you go out to her website right here, man, and hit her up. And I hope that's right. That's right, isn't it, Tashara?
It's bravebytj.com.
That's not it.
By the way, Mike, she also does virtual. So because she's in North Alabama, you still can set an appointment with her. I'm not sure what Tashara charges. I guess y'all can discuss that out, and your insurance and stuff covers some of that too as well.
Okay, yeah, we're about to put her information up, Mike. That way you'll have it. Let me ask you this while we're doing that, Tashara, while he's doing that. How do you know my wife tells me I need to see a counselor. I think, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I think
Yes, yes, you do,
I do not need to. I don't think I need to see a counselor.
and that's the problem. People that don't know they crazy don't think they crazy, but you are crazy.
I think let me tell you me. I know me and I know my triggers. And what I try to do when I feel myself, I get angry a lot. And I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. When I
Well, that's why you're the angry black guy.
okay, it is okay. You're right. But I
Embrace
know
it.
my triggers, and my thing is, I know when I'm in a mood, and what I do is I try to reclude. I try to pull out. Let me gather myself. Let me get in my corner and leave me alone. And let people leave me alone till I come out of my little funk. But I think a lot of the problem is she's always around me, and I don't necessarily get a chance to reclude because she's always, look at this, watch this, hey, how do you like this? And I'm like, hey, give me a minute. You know what I mean? So is that actually a thing, or is that something that I would need counseling for, or because I say I know what my triggers are and what I need to do, is that okay? And the person that's in my space needs to understand this is my, hey, I need a minute. Makes sense? Does the question
That's a lot of work, Mr. Shara.
does the question make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Obviously, as a counselor, I'm going to say you should go to counseling
Okay.
because you said you don't know where the anger comes from. So, despite knowing your triggers,
I'm grouchy. I know I'm grouchy. I know it. I think it's just a part of my personality. That's
Mario, bless him. He's a butthole and he knows it.
okay.
That's not okay. Even if you're saying, I'm grouchy, I'm moody, if you're grouchy or moody every couple of hours or every other day for no reason at all, that's a problem that needs to be addressed.
That's real
It's
talk.
not
That's real
it's
talk.
not just okay for you to say, this is who I am. I've always been this way and I'm always going to be this way when you're
Please
not
let me say something. Please let me say something.
not single.
He might know the reasons that he's angry, but he hadn't just opened up to him yet. I can say that because I see a counselor. I suffer from PTSD, and I'm a combat veteran.
Mhm.
You know your triggers. You know the things that aggravate you. You just don't want to share them with everybody. And that could be someone who's
Is that okay, Tashara?
And sure, that's okay.
Okay.
Not
Put
when
your feelings
you're
to yourself, ma'am.
well, he does not have to tell me what he's thinking at every moment and every turn, but when you see something that's an ongoing problem and you're married, I think it's something that he needs to talk to someone about.
And
I'm
let me
not
say,
necessarily
Sure, and
saying
I agree with you on
share
that.
every detail with
And
me,
I agree with you
but
on that point, but sometimes you have to step back off of the people who are dealing with situations and let them fix them or try to fix them if they are trying to accomplish those things. And when they can
he's
work on
not.
those things,
He's
and when they
he's
can
just
work, and
he's
when
Mario,
they
happy
can
can I
with
work
ask
on
you a
those
question?
things, and
I'm
when they
sorry.
can work on the,
Let Tashara say something, guys.
yes,
Go
Mario,
ahead,
can I ask
Tashara.
you a question?
Go ahead.
What would it hurt for you to go to counseling? How would that be detrimental to you?
I don't think that is detrimental. I think I think I know me, and I think I know my triggers. I think I know when I'm in a mood and I don't feel like being bothered. I just need the people around me to know when I don't feel like being bothered. Okay, he in the mood. Let me leave him alone for a little while.
But I think, go ahead, Tashara, go ahead.
If you want people to accommodate to you, could you not accommodate to them just a little bit and maybe try talking to somebody? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay. I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Steve, we got some questions up here, man.
So
Okay.
can I just say something to Mario? Mario,
Yeah.
what I did? Okay, and Mario, I get it. I promise you. She would tell you I was exactly like that. It was affecting everybody around me. When I didn't want to be a bother, don't bother me. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get your fucking head taken off.
You gonna start cussing, right?
Right. Right. And they knew that. So the staff didn't know when to say something to me, All I was looking at is, we got to get this done. Why is it not done? And they may have already solved the problem, but because I'm already in a mood, because I just had 6 appointments back to back, and they drained the shit out of me. Now I got staff meeting, and I'm grouchy as hell, and I'm in there like this. I'm sick of all y'all. All y'all can go kiss. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is, and Erica, I promise you, I would bring that mess home, just grouchy. But what I learned was in my session, there were triggers from my past. It was stuff that I was still dealing with that I didn't even know I was still dealing with, like the insecurity of my father abandoned me. I had abandonment issues. I had insecurity issues. People walked out of my life. So I was like, I don't trust you. And so it was leading, and what we call that in the counseling session, we call those the ant trail. You mad, but something else started that. And it led up to that. So Tashara asked me, okay, this is an ant trail? And normally it is, or something else has pissed me off before anybody else has said anything to me. Mm-hmm. So and I've learned to step back from situations, because anytime there's trauma, it creates change in your life. That's what my counselor told me.
Okay.
So I want to go through some of these comments and questions. Carlton Mack says, why should your loved ones be held hostage to your moods? Which is a very good question.
Yes.
I want to also go over here to Miss Jessie. She has a question. She says, what can loved ones do for those that may be showing signs and even going through counseling? I don't understand the question.
In other words, she's saying is, what can you do for your loved ones who are showing signs, but they are still they're going to counseling. But as you know, a person, what can I do for that person? Is there anything I can do to help encourage that, or to help push them, or to just help them further along with the counseling that they're going through?
I think you just need to let them go through their counseling.
Tashara, are you still there? Or you freeze up on us?
Nah, she's still there.
I don't. Can she hear?
She got that telephone over there.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Now you can. I think you froze up for a minute.
I think you froze up on us.
I really do.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, her internet is jacking up on her.
Yeah, it's the internet.
That's that bootleg phone she got.
Well, I agree with the person who typed in and said, why should your loved ones be held hostage to mood swings? My personality, I believe, is for the most part pretty even keel most of the time, and I feed off of positivity. And I actually joined in for my issues, but Mario started talking about himself. But since we're on him or discussing the issue that he brought up, Mario can be, if you really know my husband, Mario can be at level 10, which he's there a lot of times, level 10. And
So,
then, or just as an example, right after we get off this live, he'll go down to level -2. And I'm thinking, what happened? What wrong? What's wrong? What happened? And he's just
Okay,
there.
so can I help? Can I help with that, Erica? Because this is what I deal with a lot and helping, like helping Kachar. Okay, so one of the things that I've learned in counseling, you can't put a time frame on, and I'm just going to address one of those questions first. You can't put a time frame on how long it's going to take for the person to get it, because they didn't just get that way from the onstart. There was a series of things that's happened in their life that created trauma. But watch this. Remember, I said we cope with things different, so our coping mechanism looks different. Some people shut down, don't want to say nothing. Others get in a rage. Others may go eat. Others may do. They may jump on. Watch this. They may jump on internet, look at porn.
Tell Joe, make
Tell a joke to cover. Right. Exactly. So everybody has their different mechanism. Okay, here's the thing. If you know that your spouse, and I'm not saying to compromise your position, but if you know that your significant other or a person in your family is like that, I think you have to give them space.
Wow.
If they are actually actively working that stuff out, you have to give them space. And I have to do, okay, now she's back. I have to give biblical on this because 1 Corinthians 13 says, love is patient. Love is kind. Love sees the best in others. It does not behave itself unseemly. And what I'm trying to say is give that person space and time because it's a healing process. That's what I'm telling you what happens in the Black church. We going through stuff, and you want to run to the front of the church and lay hands on the person, and instantly you heal. The devil is a lie. That stuff don't happen. Not for real. That don't happen. In the Black church,
Joy, I'm not saying that I expect for him to be healed immediately or healed. I'm just raising the point that if you know him, he's on level 10 a lot of times. And just as soon as he clicks leave meeting or whatever it is to end the live, he will go into -2. And he's been having a great hour. I'm not even around him. And there he is in -2.
so I would say that may be the clinical definition of crazy.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Let me say it like this. Let me jump in here. Okay. Example. I work 10, 12-hour days almost every day. And a lot of times it's go. Don't get a time to check. I'm not playing the violin, but a lot of times I don't get a chance to stop and even take a lunch. When I come home, I have been on 1,000 all day, wide open, nonstop. Lovejoy, you talked to me while I was at work before, and it's constant go. It's constant go. That's how it is for 10 or 12 hours. When I get home, I don't have no more anything to give because I've had to be on all day with my customers that I deal with supervisors. I've had to be on all day. So I think when I get home, my energy level to give anything it's
right.
Gone.
You gave it all throughout the
But
day.
we're talking about, as an example, like right now, like you've had a chill weekend, and then suddenly you go from 10 to -2.
Okay, but let me work over into that.
Okay.
So watch this. Let me give you a mindset of what I deal with. So I came home 1 or 2 nights last week after having those type of days and sat down on the couch next to her. She looked at me and said, the next day she said, "You just look like you wasn't happy." And I said, "Huh?" I said, "You don't think it had nothing to do with I've been at work all day and I just got home?" evident by the fact that I ate, sat and talked to her for 2 seconds, and the next thing I was out like a light before 9:30, gone. And then the next day she made the comment. I said, so you didn't see, it didn't dawn on you that I may have been tired. I just didn't look like I was happy. That look was I was drained.
And what did I say?
I don't know. What did you say?
I said, sure, you probably were tired. That's why I didn't mention it.
But you said it the next day.
Right. I didn't mention it then.
You see what I'm dealing with?
Okay. So let me
Drop the all, Steve. Drop the all on.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me help here. This is the part that I do right here, Mario, Erica. Then I pass y'all to Tashar. So let me tell you. Okay, so let me show you something. Erica, can I just tell you that men in the span of a day, men, we have 9,500 words in our vocabulary bank. 9,500 words. The way he moves, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm defending him, but I am, because I'm a man. So I can only speak to this. So let me show you something. I've been on the phone with him, and I'm talking to him. He'll have a conversation with me, then he'll start talking to 3 other folks while I'm on the phone with him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 95 words.
9,500.
9,500 words. So during the course of a 10 to 12 hour day, by the time he pulls up in his driveway, he is negative 1,500. You, on the other hand, listen to this. Remember, we have 9,500.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the other hand, women, you have 35,000. You see the comparison?
Oh, yeah.
95.
I saved them all for him.
Listen to me, because you talk, either you work, but remember now, when you got home, you haven't used all your 35,000.
Right.
So what you want is to use the remaining 15,000 on a man who's already 1,500 in the hole. All
Right.
we want is, don't fucking bother me. Let me give me something to drink, and let me take my ass to bed.
Lovejoy, he gets there a lot.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying here. Please, I promise you. So what has to happen now is there has to be a discussion with you and Mario and say, hey, baby girl, check this out. Can you allow me or allot me 1 hour when I get home? So now Mario has to be accountable. He can't just come and eat supper. He can't come eat supper and then take his ass to bed. He's going to have to learn the art of being intentional. Because remember now, you still got 15,000 words. And by God, you don't get your
I
15,000
got a bank of words.
Huh?
I have a bank stored up of words.
You have a bank. So you probably got about 2 million sitting in the bank that you're trying to spend. And Mario is still with insufficient funds. You see what I mean? And watch this. Can I also say something to this though? Mario diabetic too, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
If his glucose level has dropped
Mm-hmm.
and this ignorant ass nigga didn't eat nothing,
Mm-hmm.
when he gets home, his mood is gonna change. Simply because of his diabetic situation. That's
Okay.
medical. That's medical. And
he needs to talk to someone so that they can go over these things with.
okay,
with
but what I'm saying is now, love starts at home, then
Right.
it is spread.
True.
So what y'all have to do is sit down and Mario got to put his big boy shorts on because he probably got a big dick, and you got to put your big girl pants. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, everybody go home. Max,
I'm here, Lovejoy.
okay,
I'm here for it.
and watch this. There has to be some real serious communication, and just sit down. And he's got to say, "Okay, Erica, tell me what's bothering you." Don't listen to respond,
Right.
but listen to comprehend.
That's right.
That has to be a conversation between you and Mario, and he can say, well, this is what's going on with me, because most men are not communicators.
But and hold on, little Joe, because in that statement you just made, he has only got 1,500 words left. They're gone.
They gone. He ain't even got those, man.
So
They gone.
Negative, and she started talking. You be like, okay, let me relax for a moment.
And
cool.
and
That's all I
herein
gotta say.
lies a problem in and of
Okay.
itself. My
Erica ready to
brother-in-law.
do the camera.
Okay, anyway, Miss Tashara, I came in the room.
Oh, Tawana, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tawana. I'm sorry.
Counselor Tashara, I came in the room because you were talking about anxiety and panic attacks. And I don't think a lot of people know that I suffer from panic attacks. I like to say that I would like to say that I have really made a great improvement to put it behind me. It's difficult for me to talk about, even to this day. And I think it's something that a lot of people don't understand, because people feel like you're being ridiculous. What is wrong with you? Stop it. This is too much. You just crazy. You just freaking crazy. And I'm not cursing, but you just freaking crazy. That's what your problem is. And and I have talked to counselors about my anxieties and panic attacks. And with me being married to my husband, some of his crazy has helped me. Sometimes
She's laughing.
huh?
Tashara is laughing.
Well, some of his crazy has helped me because he'll, I'm not dealing with this. We're not, and my panic attacks tend to come out driving
That's what I was waiting on.
or riding, driving and or riding. And I'll, start coughing. I'll feel like I can't breathe. And when I think back over time and I've talked to counselors, well, my mother passed when I lived out of town in Georgia. And I got a phone, to make the long story short, I got a phone call in Georgia saying, hey, your mom has taken a turn for the worse. And it was the longest ride ever to get to Birmingham. And I think, and that was that was a huge trigger. And when I left Montgomery to move to Georgia, I had to call my mom and say, hey mom, I'm leaving school, and I'm starting a new life, and I'm moving to Georgia.
Hey, can I interrupt real quick?
Yes.
We need to hook you up with Tashara to
yes.
so y'all can talk. We need to
Tashara. We ain't got no kind of time tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
Story in
No, but seriously. Erica, and you're valid. So what needs to happen now is, Tashara, I'm gonna make sure you have their information, and she does virtual, guys. So
yes,
you don't have to come all the way up here to do that. So I think that'll be good. And I ain't mean to cut you off like that, Erica, but I think what you need to do, you need to get all that out. And so do
yes, I just want to share with the people you're not alone.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And people, we were talking about anxieties and mental illnesses being taboo in our community. I won't say it's okay, but I understand.
It's rough over here in these streets, boy. I'm in here by myself. Help somebody.
He's stupid, Steve.
He's stupid.
He's stupid.
Tashara, your internet is your internet.
Oh, that
All right,
doesn't
now you still bootleg.
Yeah, Tashara, you still there?
suffer from anxiety.
And I know Steve is looking at time, so
Yeah, I'm looking at time. It's getting kind of late. All right. Tashara, did you want to? I want to give you a moment once again to tell people who you are, and even to address some of Miss Erica or what she said before
That's
we
too
get
much
out.
work, Steve.
And you're crazy, is it?
Okay.
Mr. Star.
you can't make this stuff up. This is live.
This is live.
Black
This is
love.
live. I so appreciate Erica and Mario right now. I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's hard in these streets.
So I can be reached. I can be reached at bravebytj.com. There is a contact button on the menus. I do virtual. I also take insurance if you're in the state of Alabama. And if you don't want to talk to me, there is Psychology Today. And there you can sort by gender and also by race. So if you're looking for a Black therapist in a certain area, you can look at it that way. But I can be reached at Brave by TJ, and I also do virtual counseling. And Mario, I do think it would be good if you at least tried it.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Go with a Black woman, Mario. I've been with white women. Go with a Black woman.
Oh man.
And she already heard Erica speaking, so you gotta let her.
It's rough in these streets, Tashara. It's rough.
But
I trust her, guys. I trust her.
that's awesome.
I trust her. She was on my board of directors. She was on my staff. She's my pastor next gen. I trust her with my life.
Listen, anybody that can help Anthony Lovejoy
Come on.
Yes.
deserves some props, okay?
Say that, Jay. I agree. Hey, you just said something.
I mean, if she can help him,
Yeah.
Right.
Mario and Erica, y'all easy.
You're right.
Y'all, that man, Mario, man.
I ain't let them do you like that, man. I ain't gonna
Hey, but Matt, it's the truth.
I
And
know.
I'm serious. Because that spiritual and that natural realm stuff, man, that's some of the most craziest
Matt,
shit
you didn't listen,
in the world, man. And we
man.
co-mingle that
You
stuff
don't want to hear
together.
my opinion about that.
That Negro up there crazy, Matt. You didn't watch this show enough, man. There's something wrong with that dude.
Yeah, it's,
And notice my husband has a whole support system that tells him he does not need counseling. He does.
All Mario need is his bass guitar. Listen, if y'all have ever paid attention when Mario is playing that bass, he is in a whole different world. His whole aura is different
yeah.
when he's playing that bass. 'Cause seriously,
That's
I mean, if you just watch him, I got video. If you just watch it, dude is in a whole nother zone somewhere when he playing that bass guitar.
That's all. That's what scares me. I don't want to counsel my zone away.
Oh my
Because
God.
the same things that make musicians and passionate about what they do and creative is that same juice that kind of makes us a little left of center.
Like you can tell he get the clothes in his eyes. And,
It won't, Mario. Trust me. It won't. Matter of fact, that won't even be touched.
It might help you focus more.
That'll be the thing she push you toward. So
It's gonna move you to your craziness, baby.
yeah.
Matt, can I just smoke some weed? On there?
It works.
whatever works, homie. Whatever works. That's all.
Right.
Whatever works.
I'm gonna try to shut this show down. This is when I know the show is getting out of control. Where I can't get a word in edgewise.
Hey, just for your viewers though, because there's a lot of questions over there that wasn't answered.
There was.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if she was able because she had that bootleg phone.
Oh, okay.
And so I think if they need to talk to her, they can just reach out to Tashara, and it's more private,
Right.
more intimate
Right.
than trying to do it over the show. So, Steve, I don't know if you can flash that back up there for
Which one? Oh, the
our website so they can contact her. I'm serious, man. She's extremely practical. I think she can help. Again, like James said, she can help me. Lord Jesus.
There's something wrong with that dude up there, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, it is.
There's something wrong with that dude. Like you can literally go from spiritual to cussing folks out. Like
without me even thinking about it. I don't even think about it anymore.
Really?
No, I don't even think about it anymore.
That dude, let me tell you, Shashara, a lot of my problems right there stem from that dude down there in the bottom with the bald head.
You talking about that right there?
I shared a room with this cat for a lot of my life, and he scarred me.
Lord, let us pray.
He beat me up. He beat me up. He smothered me with a pillow. I mean, he did all this stuff.
We got the people's elbow.
You see? That's my problem right there.
Wow. All right, y'all. Let me shut this down. If you guys have any questions or want to reach out to Mr. Shar, there's her web link, her web address down there. Ernest said, "Stop running from it, cuz couch time would do you some good. It's helped me." So I'm glad that some of our black men are getting help. Some of the people in our culture, guys, there's no shame in getting some tools to help out with mental illness, or getting some help with your anxiety, or getting some tools to help out with your problems that you may have. You're not a beta, you're not a punk, you're not all these you're not less of a man. You are more of a man if you get the tools and you can be a man up and be a man in your family, man up, and stop having all the problems. So and this is what our show is about, guys, getting on here, dispelling myths and helping the community out. I want to thank Mr. Shar for coming on. Everybody give her a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming on with us. We also want to give a shout out to Mr. Mac Leonard, Lenny as they call him, as he's known around the place. Thank you for coming on. We got to get
my brother.
Right, we got to get him to come back on so we can really let him let loose on the public. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but we're gonna let him let loose.
He's so reserved tonight, though.
Yeah, it was his first time. He being a good guest.
Legend. I think
because we was trying to be. We was trying to be. He was listening. We trying to be serious and talk about mental health. He was chilled out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll release the Kraken next time.
Mac was gonna be my reason for going off tonight.
See, that's what I'm saying. We trying to convince people that Tashara helped you. We don't need you
going
off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We can't be playing both sides of the field, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What is that?
Hold on, let me shout out Josh Robbie. What's going on, brother? What's happening with you?
Sorry,
What's up, Josh?
just went up 150% in this room.
Right. You're gonna get a whole bunch of calls tomorrow, lady. All right, guys. It has been the 4 Black Guys show. It is an hour and almost 28 minutes. We almost had another hour and 30, guys. But it was a great
I do want to tell people though, Steve.
Yes.
Another way for you to get help, guys, is to allow this company called Daylight Media Concepts to video you and take some pictures of you. Taking pictures can really help your self-esteem. Video work really, really does help you to cope with. Oh, geez, I tell y'all what, then. I tell y'all what. We just all gonna go out.
Hey, we was gonna let you solo. That was your solo, man.
Did Tashara not jump in there?
Love her. I love you. You all right with me, Tashara.
That was your moment to do a solo. That was your improv moment.
I had to get that. I'm just saying, man. Photography will help you with your self-esteem, will help you with your anxiety. I've used it before. I'm telling you, it works.
Right.
So this is the prime example, Steve. When the preacher just got through preaching, then the other one gets up behind them and trying to preach all over again.
And re-preach, yeah. That's what the deacons do.
That's what he did.
Because the deacons really try to run the church.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm trying to help some people.
Well, with that being said, you know what often helps with mental health? some good lemonade from Mars Lemonade.
Are you serious?
That was good. That
It
was
will
good.
help. It will help out your mood. It will refresh you when you're feeling low. We have strawberry, mango, blueberry.
Peach, passion fruit,
Passion fruit.
all that good stuff.
And you can have some good.
I'm with you, dog.
You can have some great popcorn with that lemonade with Mars Lemonade. All right.
Well, but in that case, but see, what really helps with your anxiety is Scripps Embroidery Studio.
That's
A
right.
good embroidered piece,
Yes.
or a good vinyl press T-shirt
Uh-huh.
made
Right,
from the
right.
hands of Erica Leonard. I mean,
Right.
you know.
It will bring your photo to life.
Oh,
See, there you go. See, you get the T-shirt from Erica and Mario. Go get your nice refreshing glass of lemonade from Steve. Let me take your pictures. It's all good.
Boom.
It's all good.
And then
And
once
don't
you're
let
done,
Lovejoy cuss you out one good time.
but then you got to go to Shara and get some serious tools.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know how y'all just did that. 'Cause I ain't got shit
Found a
for
way
you.
to work it out, man.
I don't have shit for you. Save your money. That's all I got.
All right, hold up.
Put your fours up, everybody. Once again, thank you for being on the Four Black Guys Show. We'll see you next Sunday at 7:30, the new time. 7:30, the new time, guys.
7:30.
7:30. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Y'all guys be blessed. Have a good one.
Oh.